It is a tradition in this community to begin with extinguishing of a candle when we have lost a beloved member. And sadly, this week on Tuesday, our beloved Barbara Jean Conahan passed away. After declining aggressive treatment for stage 4 colon cancer, Barb made the courageous decision to opt for medical aid in dying under the California End of Life Option Act. She remained pain-free, mobile, and enjoyed visiting with family and friends till the very end. Barb died peacefully, surrounded by her spouse, Scott, her daughter, Molly, her doula, Stephanie, and their faithful cats, Nezzy and Patch. We extinguish a candle in honor of her life and our loss. And so the cycle of life goes, beginnings and endings and reunions. And it's in that spirit, too, that I greet all of you this morning, happily back from sabbatical, which you graciously offered and extended to me. So thank you all. And with a lot of people who made that possible, with stepping in, so thank you all for all of that. For the leadership and the staff, all of our lay folks who leaned in even more so than usual. So thank you. It was a wonderful time. And next week, my service will be the minister's version of what I did on summer vacation, but the sabbatical version. So you'll hear more than you want, probably. I'll keep the slides to a minimum. It's been wonderful to come back and see how much has happened. The hiring of an intern, which I left just in the most difficult point in the process, which is a brilliant strategy, and bringing Emma Watson on board as the membership coordinator, so the start of being able to really dig in deep to taking care of the folks who come here wanting to get connected and be part of the community and help them to do that. And so much more, the covenant, so very exciting to come back and see how much has happened while I'm away. And also to come back in this moment of preparation that we've prepared for around holding up the Article 2 work in this congregation as our responsibility to be part of what the denomination is doing, which is this mandatory periodic review of how we state what it is we're committed to, what our values and faith commitments are. And it's in spirit of that, or the spirit of that work, that we have Cheryl M. Walker, the Reverend Cheryl M. Walker, here with us today. So Cheryl and I go way back. I don't even remember the details, which is typical for me. Well, first of all, we're both native. I mean, I moved to New York when I was 8. She's a native New Yorker. We're both New Yorkers in our temperament, though we sometimes control it, and went to rival high schools, so we can talk a lot of trash about our high schools in New York. And she's a fencer, I found out this weekend. I also fenced, so we have so we're good at fighting the good fight with dignity and our epées and foils. And she entered ministry. We were both formed by All Souls Church in New York, where John Behrens also served, deeply influenced by All Souls, by Forest Church in particular, and forged a connection that has included serving in the leadership of the UUMA's support for ministerial development. I became, which seems funny given what I'll tell you next about Cheryl, I became Cheryl's mentor when she entered ministry as second career, which she did out of work in computers and business, and then came to ministry to serve. Heard the call, the second call of life. First one was by phone, okay. Yeah. So I became Cheryl's mentor, which I'm super proud. She is now mentoring lots of people, and we joke that I have lots of incredible grandchildren in the ministry. And she has served congregations in New York, in Wilmington, North Carolina, now in Germantown, in an interim ministry there. And she's a huge denominational leader. So she has been most notably the most recent past president of the UU Ministers Association during an important but turbulent and transitional and transformational time. And no sooner was she off than they snatched her up for the Article 2 work, which she has co-chaired. And some of us got to hear about that yesterday, but also she'll preach about it today. And I handed in a chit for her to come and be here, flew her across the country. We all flew her across the country to be here. And we're super grateful to have you here as part of just the joy of having you here, but also to really get to hear more and to be deep in this conversation together. So please join me again in welcoming Cheryl M. Walker, our minister, guest minister today. And welcome to all of you, and welcome to all of our folks on LiveStream, and lovely to see the choir. And Reiko, thank you for starting us with such gorgeous organ music this morning. We know we are in church. And so I invite you all to take a deep breath and let go of the ties from the week past and the week starting to pull us toward it, and enter into this deep time together. May you find what you need in our time of worship. Welcome.
Now is the time to light our chalice. Those at home, if you have a chalice to light, please do so with us. And I invite you to say our Unison chalice lighting together. We light this chalice for the light of truth, the warmth of love, and the fire of commitment. We light this symbol of our faith as we gather together.